45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, good morning, everyone, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Dream Wage, episode 343. Today is December 9th, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, my partner in crime, our NBA guru, Elvis Acosta. E, how you doing today, kid?
Still realistically, I'm torn apart, but I'm doing great. We still battling this little cold that I got. But other than that, I'm excited to talk, football with you. We got the first ever in-season tournament, and we got to recap Thursday night. That's where I'm a little heartbroken about, but let's get into it.
Elvis, how are we feeling on a scale from, say, you were 40% on Wednesday? How are we feeling? We above 50%.
I'm a solid 75.
Okay.
I'm almost there, people. I say by Monday I'll be at 100, but right now we still got a little cough, a little sniffles and whatnot, but nothing crazy. Hopefully I don't sneeze like 4 times like the last episode.
But Elvis, you're right. Great episode today. We'll recap Thursday Night Football. Patriots might be back. Good win for the boys. 124th meeting between Army Navy, the best game of the weekend. Can't wait for that today. And then we'll take care of week 14 in the NFL. Only one NBA game, like Elvis said, it's the in-season finale. Pacers against the Lakers. Can't wait for that. And then I got some college plays at the end of the show. But Elvis, let's go to your Patriots. Huge win on the road, 21-18. Game goes over in the first half. And they kind of stall out after that. They scored 21 in the first half. They didn't really score anything after that. But, man, what a game from Bailey Zappi. 19 for 28, 3 touchdowns. He did have that pick. They took care of him. They didn't get to him. Only 2 sacks against that good defense. Zeke had an okay game, but Juju Smith-Schuster, what a game. 4 catches, 90 yards. Hunter Henry had 2 touchdowns. What are we thinking? We back? What are the vibes like?
Dill, first of all, calm down. Second of all, Dill, at the end of the day, to be honest, it was a great win. I hate the fact that we won the game. I wish we would have just lost, solidified that second overall pick with just another loss. But, hey, it's okay. We could still have a shot at the second pick and win games. So, Dill, this is why I say it's a great win. I understand the Steelers lost last week to, a Cardinals team that has the same record. Well, it was 2-10 last week. But, Dill, what this defense was able to accomplish throughout the season, TJ Watt is there, Fitzpatrick, Hayward is back. Their defense is loaded, Dill. The fact that Bailey Zappi was able to dice them up in the first, 4 possessions of the game, 3-4 possessions of the game, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I know you had that one pick in the second half, but Dill, like you said, Juju had a game. Zeke, I'm going to say Zeke had a great game, Dill. He had over 130 yards combined. He had 70 receiving, 68 on the ground. That's vintage Zeke, people, with a tub. He was eating. Remember that his rookie season when he hit that walk-off in overtime with that screen? Mm-hmm. Yep. Come on now. Zeke likes to eat in Pittsburgh, so I'm just glad that, guys like Juju Smith, guys that we kind of rolled off, he had a huge game. Guess what? Against his former team. Mm-hmm. So I'm just glad, like you said, Hunter Henry 2 touchdowns. I'm just glad that we didn't just, gave up on the season. It was a needed win just for the guys in the locker room, Dill. But overall, I wish we would have lost, but I'll take the win. Because it was against a great Pittsburgh Steelers team. Well, not a great Pittsburgh Steelers team because of Mitchell Trubisky, but that defense. If we could score 20, think about it, Dill. We scored less than 10 points for 4 straight weeks. Less than 10 points. We scored 21 against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. So,
yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row now for Pittsburgh losing at home to Arizona and New England. I mean, no disrespect, but they're 2 bad teams that, Pittsburgh should have won. And I think I jinxed them. I was sitting here 2 weeks ago saying, hey, they win the next 4 games. They could be 11-4. Now they're 7-6 out of the playoffs. I mean, we bang on Kenny Pickett, but Mitch Trubisky is not good at all. I mean, being honest here, he just didn't have a good game.
he might not have a job next season, Dale. Like not even as a backup, because there's some capable backups out there. We look at Gardner Minshew. Look, my boy. I've been saying he should get a job. My boy Cooper Rush from Dallas. Those to me, those guys deserve a shot. I understand Mitchell Trubisky. What 6th overall pick? I understand, but people, it may be time to let it go. I understand he kind of kept the Steelers alive, especially in the second half, Dale. But Mitchell Trubisky, man, he's just not it.
Yeah, no, not it at all. And if we update the rankings for Tankathon, you guys are sitting tied with Arizona for the number 2 pick. Arizona has a bye this week, so not good. You guys still any hope on the number 1 seed, or did you guys just play out of it, you think?
Dale, to be honest, Carolina got to win some games, realistically. I understand that's Chicago's pick, but if Carolina doesn't win at least 3 games, there's no way we could get there. We're 3-10. So Carolina got to win what? You tell me Carolina going to win 3 out of the last 4? Not going to happen.
Tough task.
Yeah.
Jets move up to number 6. We're creeping into the top 5, I'm telling you. But no, I did think it was like inspiring. It was finally good to see good football, from your team. I thought the first half you guys played fantastic. It was 21-10 at half. And then you guys kind of staled out. That's when I thought, okay, we played a good half of football. Let's lose this game. But Bailey Zappi, I know I sent you the video, but what were you thinking about Bailey Zappi and Bill's exchange when he said congrats to the coach? That's wild to me.
At the end of the day, I feel like Zappi doesn't know. Like not doesn't know, but like you saw how he went up to Bill O'Brien, gave him a nice hug. Like he was happy. And then with Bill, he didn't want to. How could I say it? He didn't want to cross a certain line.
Yeah. It's all business.
It's all business with Bill. So I understand it's a great win for the kid, but at the end, that's still Bill Belichick. He don't give a. Well, I'm not gonna say he doesn't give a fuck about your win, but. It's just another.
He's more worried about his win. Yeah,
exactly. It's just another win for Bill.
Now Pittsburgh 7-6. They moved to 3rd place in the division in the AFC North. They have 4 games left against 3 on the road, 1 at home. On the road next week against Indianapolis. No easy task. Then they're at home against the Bengals, and they finish up the year with Seattle on the road and Baltimore on the road.
Oof.
I think they're done. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. It's unfortunate Kenny Pickett got hurt. If they were able to sneak out one of these wins between the Arizona Cardinals and Patriots, I think they would have had a better chance. But it doesn't matter how good the defense is. If that offense can't score any points, I just don't see them making the playoffs. How about you?
Dale, I got to agree with you, Dale. With Kenny, even if Kenny Pickett comes back, let's say he comes back in 2 weeks from now. We know it's an ankle injury. We just know how severe it is, Dale. But, you look at the AFC, you got 3 teams at 6-6. You got Denver, Cincinnati, and Buffalo, all at 9, 10, and 11, all 6-6. So if those 3 teams win this week, off the rip, Steelers are dropped to the 11th seed. And I think it's going to be hard to climb. Then you got, Houston at number 7, 7-5. Indianapolis 7-5 at number 6. And then the Cleveland Browns 7-5. You're going to need those teams to lose 3 out of the next 4 games because you're going to have to need to at least win 2 out of 4, and those teams need to lose 3 out of 4. I just don't see it. Maybe Cleveland, but Indianapolis, they won 4 straight. Houston, we both are high on Houston right now with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, honestly, you can make a case right now. He's a top 5 quarterback in the AFC. Mm-hmm. With all the injuries, people understand. If everybody was healthy, no. But right now, Jacksonville down a quarterback, Cleveland down a quarterback, Indianapolis down a quarterback, Pittsburgh down a quarterback, Cincinnati down a quarterback.
Jets down a quarterback.
Jets, well, we forget about Aaron Rodgers still, but he'll be back.
I know I'm higher on most with Justin Herbert, but I tell it like it is. He's been playing better than Justin Herbert. I mean,
because you always been a bigger fan of Justin Herbert than I am. I love the kid's talent, Dale, but with C.J. Stroud is doing, Dale, and his rookie.
It's remarkable.
Justin Herbert, I understand his rookie season. I think he threw almost 5,000 yards or
over 5,000. Yeah,
I understand that was amazing. But bro, he doesn't have the Mike Williams, the Austin Eckler's, the Keenan Allens of the world. He's doing it with a very young team with I'm gonna say a below average running game. Realistically, I'm gonna say that's a bottom 15 running attack. So
yeah, I think they're middle of the pack.
and then you got Austin Eckler, Dill. He had Austin Eckler for the first 4 years of the season, so that's
Yeah.
gonna benefit him.
Yeah, I think it's very. I think I just fell in love with the way he throws the ball, and he looks like a quarterback. Not to say CJ Stroud doesn't, but Justin Herbert literally has all the attributes. I feel like
he's like
I
6'4",
always
two
tall,
something, could throw it 70 yards. Yeah. He's like the LA version of Josh Allen. Like
100%. He has the slick quarterback hair. He has the flow. But I did go 0-1. The fucking 2-point conversion killed me, under 17.5 points for Steelers. So not starting on a hot note, kid. 0-1 to start week 14. How did you do?
Same deal. 0-1. I took the under, just like 95% of America. Should have known something was wrong when most of the world followed my play. I'm not saying I told everybody go under, but I'm just saying always fade the public, people.
That's what I was just gonna say. What's our mantra dating back to the first week of ever doing the show? We have to fade the public.
The public is always wrong. You know why the public is always wrong? Because Vegas exists. If the public is always right, Vegas would not have all those damn casinos and hotels and all that.
House
Trust
wins.
me, the house wins.
It's unfortunate, but let's get to this Army-Navy game. Like I was saying before, I should have worn my Navy shirt. This is the 124th meeting between Army and Navy. This is the most important college football game outside of the national championship. The Service Academy games are incredible. I've always wanted to take it off my bucket list. I hope they come back to Lincoln in Philadelphia very soon. This is actually the first time going to Gillette Stadium and playing up there in Foxborough. But Navy had the longest streak, 14-game winning streak from 2002 to 2015. Army is the defending champ. They won last year in double overtime, 20-17. The game went over actually this time. And as of right now, looking at the lines, sorry, I was on the NFL lines. Army is it's a neutral site, but Army 2.5-point favorites, -146 on the money line. Navy 2.5. I do see threes out there, so shop around. But the book I see is at 2.5 plus 122 on the money line. Over under is at 27.5. No surprise there. But I'll started off with you. Do we just bet the over and just cry that it's an under game, or do we go under?
Dale, this time around, first of all, let's just salute to the kids, in both academies. So salute to y'all. Thank you for everything you have done. But Dale, this classic matchup, Dale. Personally, I want to see an over, but Dale, realistically, it's gonna be an under. Okay, It could be another double overtime game like last season. I had the under last season. The overtime messed it up, but Dale, I think it's gonna be a great matchup in Gillette Stadium. Shout out my boy Bob Kraft.
Bill Belichick is going to be the guest picker on game day today at Gillette Stadium.
Might as well. He got the big win Thursday.
He's a big Navy guy. His father was in the Navy. He loves lacrosse down at the Naval Academy. He's a big guy.
With that being said, give me the Naval Academy +3, Dale. Shop around, people. I just feel like the Naval Academy might sneak it out. And if they do lose, Dale, it's only going to be less than 3 points. I would say final score 17-14. Navy.
So this year, I'm trying to go back. Okay. They have pitched 4 shutouts this season. Only team to do that. They did it against Charlotte. They did it against Wagner and East Carolina. 3 shutouts, excuse me. I think this defense could do it. Obviously, I'm taking Navy. I have ties there as well. I think that's why it means so much to everyone as well. Everyone, whether it's not immediate family, maybe it's your wife's family, someone always has someone in the Service Academy, whether it's the Air Force, the Army, the Marines, the Navy. But I got to go with the midshipmen here, +3 as well. I know the whole consensus is Army's played more battle-tested teams. They have They have a better run game, which I agree. They are throwing the ball a little more this year, Army, but I don't think they'll do that this year. I think the midshipmen's defense is going to keep them in the game. They're 32nd against the run. And all these service academy games, they're always a little screwy, like hell, even Army upset Air Force. Air Force was a good team this year. They were 18-point favorites. Army went in there and beat them outright. So Army is more battle tested. I do think overall they are a better team, but I got to take the 3 with Navy. I think their defense is going to keep them in games, and I think they're just going to do enough to get the job done. So on the side, I am going to take Navy plus the 3, sprinkle a little on the money line as well. But like I said, for the total, sitting at 27.5, can we see another under, kid?
Possibly, the final score I just said is over, That's the 31 total point. Like I said, I want to see the game over. Realistically, most likely going to go under just because it's going to be defensive battle, and it's going to be a running game. Yeah, Army can possibly throw the ball a little bit, but we both know how this game is going to go, and we just like to witness it, people. So I would like it to go over there. I'm going to stay on it. 17-14, probably be plus 8,000 people. So if you want to put a sprinkle on it. But I'm telling you right now, it's probably going to be an under game, 10-7.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under and just cross my fingers, to be honest, like a 17-10 game, 27 exactly, right?
Ooh.
And I get right under the half. The clock is always moving with these teams. 90% of the plays, they're going to run the ball. The new rules in college football, like we outlined with Kobe back in the day, the clock doesn't stop after a first down. So, time's going to pass by even more. They both run the triple option, and there aren't many teams in the country that are more well-equipped to defend the triple option. Let's be honest, for those 3 to 4 yards per gain. So, I don't know. And let's not forget, I know the game went over last year, but the game was tied 10-10 at the end of regulation. So I don't know. I think with all that being said, I think the win, it's going to be a cold day up there in Foxborough. I just got to go back to the under. It opened at 32.5. I wish I grabbed the opening number at 32.5. It's come down all the way to 27.5. Still like it there. I think there's a middle opportunity. I think in game, maybe we could bet the over if we start to see points, but I think it's going to be a tough game in Foxborough between Army and Navy. But yeah, riding with Navy plus 3 on the money line and on the under. And you're on the same side, but you are just taking the over, correct?
I ain't taking the over. I want the over. As a fan, I want the over,
Yeah.
But realistically, we know how this game is going to turn out.
All right. Thank you. Before we get to week 14 in the NFL, let me tell you guys a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Army Navy, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, let's get to it. Week 14 in the NFL didn't have the hottest start. Like I said, Thursday night didn't go our way, but that's all right. We got a loaded slate in the NFL for you guys this weekend. And we'll start with the 1 o'clock slate. We will start at the bank. Baltimore Ravens hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Ravens laying 7.5 at home, minus 360 on the money line, plus 290 on the comeback for Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Over under is at 39.5. I'll start with you, kid. What do you got?
Still, all season long, we see Baltimore Ravens completely dominate at home. A couple blowouts against very good teams. You saw what they did to Detroit. They didn't allow a first down all first half. Still, to be honest, coming off a bye week as well, I don't know what to expect. They might come out firing all cylinders, or they might come out a little sluggish still, to be honest. So I'm going to end up playing it safe. I do lean the minus 7.5 people, But I ended up playing it safe, teasing them down to -1.5 because I do think they're the right side. If you want to lay the -7.5, by all means. I just feel like, I just feel like I want to play it safe with the Baltimore Ravens, still. So I ended up teasing down, and then I ended up getting a player prop in this game just because this number is disrespectful. Don't get me wrong, he's going against a great defense, and I think he will be held in check, but not this in check, though. Give me Cooper Kupp over 45.5 receiving yards at -115. The fact that I respect Puka Nacua, but how does he have a higher over-under than Cooper Kupp? With all due respect, people, Cooper Kupp, he's like that. I understand he's not at 100%, but 45.5 yards? You must be kidding me. Give me Cooper Kupp over 45.5 yards and tease down the Baltimore Ravens from 7.5 to -1.5.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is the smartest play, teasing them down to -1.5. That's what I did. They're a part of one of my teasers. But to be honest, I wouldn't be scared to lay the 7 either. I'm just being a little safe. I think the Baltimore Ravens cook them at home. I think the Rams, this is a bad spot for them. Gets a really good defense. I know Matthew Stafford's been playing well. I think they've won 2 in a row now, Los Angeles, and they're right in the thick of things, but they're going up against a juggernaut coming off a bye at home. You know how good John Harbaugh is coming off of a bye. They're healthy. Just think this is a really bad spot for the Los Angeles Rams. I think the line is correct. I'm actually surprised it's not closer to double digits, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I think the Ravens boat race them. I do lean with them, but they are part of my teaser, which I'll get to a little later on. Let's go to down in the Bayou. The New Orleans Saints are hosting the Carolina Panthers. Saints -5.5 at home, -270 on the money line. +5.5 for the Panthers, +220 on the money line. Over under is at 38.5. Can we find a second win here for Carolina?
I don't know, Dill. I'll give them a shot, Dill. Last week they made it close with Tampa. Dill, I'll lean them +5.5 as well. With the new coach, I feel like the team is in better spirits. And then with the Saints, Dill, is it going to be Derek Carr? Is going to be Jameis? Either doesn't matter who it is. Carolina is live. With that being said, I'm gonna stay away from the side, Dill. I'm gonna go with my player prop in this one, Dill. This is my favorite play of the weekend. Give me Chris Olave over 68.5 receiving yards. If it's Jameis Winston is starting, he's gonna go over this by a mile. If Derek Carr starting, he's gonna go over this, by a little, just a tad, maybe 80, 90 yards. But Chris Olave has been on a tear these last few weeks. Last week only 5 catches over 115 yards. So he's been on a tear, and I expect him to get a couple more balls as well. Give me Chris Olave over 68.5 receiving yards.
Give me the Panthers +6. It doesn't matter who plays for the Saints. I did hear with all that's going on with Derek Carr, he is still a game time decision, which is crazy to me. Like, we just sit out, Derek. Like, I don't want to see you anymore on Sundays. I've been saying this for weeks now. Like, I'm just done. We want to see Jameis. Give Jameis fucking a chance, bro. But the people want to see Jameis Winston out there. But yeah, I gotta take the Panthers +6. I just think that's too many points for New Orleans team that's 0-5 ATS at home. They're 1-8 last 9 games at home. ATS. I just don't trust them. I think this is too many points for a Carolina team that's been kind of playing pesky. They covered last week against the Bucks. They played close against Tennessee. And they got blown out by Cowboys, and they lost by 3 to Chicago. They're not getting blown out of these games. These are a lot of one-score games Carolina's losing. So +6, I just think that's a little too much points here for Bryce Young. So hopefully Adam Thielen and them go off, but I like Carolina. It's probably one of my favorite plays this weekend. Give me Carolina +6. Let's go to Cincinnati. Big coming off that huge win. The Bengals are hosting the Indianapolis Colts coming off a bye. Short price here. Bengals laying 1.5 at home, -134 on the money line. On the buyback for the Colts, +114. Over under is at 43.5. Can Jake Browning keep this up, kid?
Dill, I don't know, but Dill, I'm gonna lean that way. I might be on Cincinnati money line come tomorrow, Dill. But Indianapolis winners of 4 straight. I doubt they win 5 straight on the road. I feel like Cincinnati's defense is gonna play well. And Jake Browning, Dill, that's the question mark. He's not going to go for 354 and only have, 5 incompletions. He's not. But Dill, if he's anything close to that, let's just say he goes 21 for 30, 260. No turnovers. They win in this game. Mm-hmm. They win in this game, Dill. So I'm going to give Cincinnati a shot. Like I said, the Colts, they win as a 4th straight. They do for a loss. I understand they're coming off a bye week, Dill, but Cincinnati defense is going to play. The crowd is going to be there behind them. And to be honest, Jake Browning, he should come in with the utmost confidence from what he did last week on the biggest stage. Think about it. He goes from a Monday night game to just a 1 o'clock game that's not even going to be nationally televised, Dill. I think he has another good game. I might go with Cincinnati. Hey, you know what? Give me Cincinnati money line, Dill. Fuck it. Minus 130. I won't lay the minus 1.5. But you know what? Cincinnati money line. Coastal win 5 straight.
I got to go on the other side, kid. I think they come back down to reality. I think Indianapolis is a much more complete team. They're 4-1 on the road, ATS, while Cincinnati's just 2-3 at home. Think it was an outlier game last week against Jacksonville. They lost to Pittsburgh. They lost to Houston. They lost to the Ravens as well. I just think they come back down to earth here. I think it was an outlier kind of game. I don't trust Cincinnati at home, and I think Jake Browning doesn't duplicate that. And I think the Colts win 5 in a row. If you want to take the +2, I see. I'll just take them on the money line. Plus, what's the best price? Plus 114. Give me the Colts. Give me my dog on the road. Let's go out to Cleveland. The Browns are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars are dogs on the road. Plus 114, plus 124, on the road. Cleveland -3 at home, minus 146. Over-unders at 33.5. What do you like here, kid? Trevor Lawrence is a game-time decision. I doubt he'll play, though.
I don't see why. I understand you want to fight for the number 1 seed. I understand that. But, I was you. Just make sure Trevor Lawrence come back at 100. Don't rush him back. And if it's one defense you don't want to play in, it's against Cleveland in Cleveland. Let's just be honest, still. So I end up staying away from this game. If anything, I'll lean Jacksonville plus the 3 just because I feel like they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. I feel like the defense got embarrassed last week after Jake Browning let them have it. Dill. Quarterback is hurt. They're losing overtime. I think they're gonna come out with some sense of pride, Dill. I think that's what they gotta come out to. So I'm gonna lean Jacksonville plus the 3. I don't really got too much faith. It's Joe Flacco versus Blake Bortles. I mean, not Blake Bortles. Joe Flacco versus damn, what's this dude's name? I just already forgot it.
DTR.
No, CJ Beathard. No, yeah. So at the end, it's Beathard versus Joe Flacco. Give me Jacksonville plus 3. I'm gonna lean the plus 3. I'm not taking it officially.
It's crazy because I actually think Cincinnati's the right side here.
I mean Cleveland.
Cleveland, excuse me. They remind me so much of each other because of the same color helmets. But no, I do lean the Browns. I think they are the right side here. I don't think Trevor Lawrence plays, and I don't trust CJ Beathard if I'm being honest. And Joe Flacco's a Super Bowl champ. Let's be honest. He is. He's a Super Bowl MVP.
11 years ago.
It don't matter. It don't matter. My man, he's got rings and things. So I don't know. I do lean Browns, but I didn't get to the window with it. If it was maybe 1.5, 2, I might have laid it, but it's getting up there in 3. A lot of the money is on Cleveland for good reason, but I just couldn't get there. So yeah, no official play here for me. Oh, let's go to my team in the hot Atlanta, baby. Atlanta Falcons at home hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Falcons laying 2.5 at home, minus 130 on the money line. Tampa Bay Bucks plus 110. Over under is at 40.5. E, how do you like this game?
I end up staying away from it, Dill. I do think Atlanta's the right side, but I feel like Tampa's going to come in and fight. This game is for the division right here. Winner gets the first place. Don't get me wrong, Dill. I think Atlanta is the better team, but Baker Mayfield, he could have a game now. He could have a game. Remember, it's been exactly a year and I think 2 days since that miracle comeback win against the Raiders as a Ram, Dill. So he might have something special for this week as well. I think Tampa's live, Dill. Do I love them? No. But do I trust Atlanta? I don't trust Atlanta that much. I just feel like, Bijan Robinson could have a game and, break something out. I do think they're the right side though, but I end up staying away. I do like Tampa as well. I couldn't come down on the side in this game.
Yeah, I laid the 2. You could even get 2s out there. There are instead of 2.5s, you could get a 2. I laid the 2 with Atlanta at home. They beat them head to head already. They own the tiebreaker against Atlanta. They beat them back in October. And I just think overall they have a more complete team. Yeah, I do wish Taylor Heineke was playing instead of Desmond Ridder. I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I think he brings a little more to this offense that Desmond Ridder doesn't. You could see he's a little gun shy sometimes, Desmond Ridder, and that just leads to interceptions. I do think they have the better defense as well. I think they're playing better. I think they have the better head coach in Arthur Smith. It's just the quarterback play. I really worry about Desmond Ridder, but I do think he gets the job done here at home. I think they're not going to ask him to throw it too many times, and I think Bijan Robinson will have a big game. So this is for all the marbles to win 3 straight at home in the Dome. I got to take my team. Give me the Atlanta Falcons -2 at home. Let's go to Chicago. The Bears hosting the Detroit Lions. Lions laying 3 on the road, -168 on the money line. +3 for the Bears, +142 for them at home. Over under is at 42.5. E, what do you got for this one?
Dale, I called it earlier in the week. I laid the -4, but Dale, give me the -3. Detroit Lions on the road. Kind of got a little dangerous late last week against the Saints. Barely covered this last week, though. I think they cover easily this week. Give me the -3 with Detroit. Last week, we saw Jared Goff not turn the ball over. I expect him to do the same this week. We see Jameis Williams getting a little more involved in the offense now. Samuel Porter's looking healthy. Amon St. Brown, those 2 heavyweights in the backfield. You got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, Dill. When those 2 are on the field together healthy, they just a dual threat, Dill. And then defensively, can they slow down Justin Fields in this offense? Justin Fields has been playing a little better since he came back from injury. I'm not even going to front. But I think Detroit take care of business. Possibly, if you want to, people, lay -9.5. I think Detroit goes out there and makes a statement, win this game by double digits. Give me Detroit -3, and I think they win by double digits.
I will ask you, are you nervous that it's going the other way and money's coming in on Chicago instead of going the other way?
Nah, just because Chicago's been playing well, and at the end of the day, you could just say the last 4 weeks, Chicago has looked like the better overall team. Lions has been slipping a little bit, not offensively, but defensively.
Yeah.
So if the defense don't show up, Chicago could get them. But
and we just saw them play 2-3 weeks ago, and this was a shootout, and Detroit won 31-26.
Yeah, exactly, Dill. So their defense has to tighten up. I expect Detroit to put up points, but if Chicago hangs around, Dill, that's the only issue.
I think that's why the line's going the other way, to be honest. I do see money coming in on Chicago. Chicago is 71% of the money, and bets are on Chicago for good reason. I do think I saw the line opened up around. Let me see the line movement.
It was at 4 because I called -4.
Yeah, it opened up at minus. I hate when they do that. Let's do the spread. Oh no! So it opened up +5, and then it came down to 4, down to 3 now. So shit, imagine you got the 5. I think Sharps definitely bounced on the 5.
yeah, Dill. But at the end of the day,
you still got trust in them.
I have trust in Detroit's offense. Defense, they kind of been, letting me down as of late. But I don't trust Chicago. Justin Fields gonna have to play a great game. Jared Goff don't have to play his greatest game or a great game for Detroit to win the game.
Last 4 weeks, though, you were saying for the defense for Detroit. Last week, they gave up 28 to the Saints. They lost outright to the Packers. They gave up 29. They gave up 26, like I said, to the Bears. Gave up 38 to the Chargers.
Come on now.
It might be a shootout. I do lean over. That was going to be my play. And then I started to dive deep. Give me Justin Fields over 60.5 rushing yards. just hear the numbers that Justin Fields has rushed against in his career versus the Lions. We'll go back to 2021, his first game. He only had 3 attempts. He had 9 yards, right? But after that, 2022, 13 carries for 147 yards. January 1st, 2023, last year, 10 carries, 132 yards. This year, a couple weeks ago, 18 carries for 104 yards. He's averaging 100 yards per carry. He has 392 yards. And essentially technically 4 games, but he only had 3 attempts his first game. So 60.5 is just too low. This year, he's gone over that number just once, and it was against Detroit. I just think you know what it really is? Detroit, they love to blitz. They blitz at a league high rate, and they generate a lot of pressure. And you know what that means? That means Fields loves to scramble, and I think his scramble rate actually goes through the roof when they actually get pressure on him. So weather's probably going to be shittier in Chicago. I think it's going to be. I don't think we see a lot of passing in this game. I think Detroit will get home, and that just elevates Justin Fields to run the ball a little more. So over 60.5 yards, he has owned the Lions rushing the ball. So over 60.5 rushing yards for Justin Fields. Let's go to the game of the week in the 1:00 slate. Out to MetLife Stadium. The Jets hosting the Houston Texans. Texans laying 3.5 on the road, -174 on the money line, +146 for the return of Zach Wilson, baby. Over under is at 32.5. Why are the Jets going to win this game?
Dill, give me the Houston Texans -3.5 on the road, Dill. I understand Zach Wilson is back, and he is the best quarterback option the Jets
That's not saying much.
That's not saying much, still, but he is the best option. Let's just be honest. I just feel like CJ Stroud in Houston, like I said, they're trying to get in the playoffs right now. They said the 7th seed. They're trying to solidify that, win this game. And I think they take care of business at MetLife. At the end of the day, I understand the defense is great. They're going to play at a high level. But offensively, the New York Jets not going to make enough plays to outscore the Houston Texans, simply. I think CJ's not going to do a ton of yards on you. Might not have a 300 passing game deal, but I think he gets somewhere around 240 to 260, a tutty or two. I think he puts up 20. I'm going to say 20-13 Houston.
I'm going to go under. I got it like earlier in the week at 37. It's down to 33 right now. I still would play it, but if it continues to go down, I would kind of wait, maybe get it in live number, because you might get a better number because Houston might jump out to a big lead, and then the total will continue to go up. But Jets, they just can't score the ball at all. It doesn't matter if Zach Wilson's in there or not. The Jets have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, besides the game in Miami. And honestly, it would have gone under if they didn't have that fucking fail Mary to end the half. But outside of that, 8-13, 32-30, 32-6, 16-12, 27-6. Like, either the game's going under, or the Jets team total under. So whether you want to solidify and capitalize on the Jets' horrific offense or the whole team, I do think Houston is going to win this game. I do think Zach Wilson will provide a spark, to be honest. What'd you make of like the whole week of, the reports saying he didn't want to start and then came out 2 days later and accepted the job? Like, first of all, do you believe any of that?
Absolutely. He got benched multiple times this season. To be honest, though, he's probably just tired of it. We both know playing for the Jets ain't the first, especially quarterback for the Jets, ain't the most pleasing job. We both know he hears some names on and off the field. At the end of the day, I just feel like he's been through enough. Mm-hmm. And he's just sick and tired.
I've been through enough.
Yeah, you've been through enough. So imagine how he feels.
Yeah,
he's living it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I feel him. I don't think the stories were as blatant as they were being reported. I do think he was kind of frustrated. He was benched twice last year. He was benched this year. Exactly. The organization clearly doesn't believe in him. And to be honest, if I was Zach Wilson, I don't really trust that offensive line. Like, it's clear that I'm not in the Jets' future, right? So if I want to get another potential job starting or backing up somewhere else, I have to be healthy. I can't be healthy if I'm getting sacked 7, 8 times a game. So I get it from Zach Wilson's job, but I also understand the business side. Like, there's only 32 of these jobs in the world, and you have an opportunity to have one. You better fucking take it. So I understand both sides. I do think the reports were a little blown out of proportion, if I'm being honest. And to be honest, we've all been in locker rooms. I hate when conversations and shit leaks, because certain things in the locker room should stay in the locker room. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, Phil. It's just at the end of the day, it's a juicy story and it's gonna get clicks, especially in this day and age, though.
I know. All right, kid. 4 games left. We'll go to the 4 o'clock slate now. Let's go to San Francisco. 49ers hosting the Seattle Seahawks. 49ers laying 13.5. Minus 800 on the money line. Plus 560 for the Seattle Seahawks. It's getting up there, kid. Totals at 46.5. If it gets to 14, are we taking the Seattle just on principle?
So I think we gotta lean. You gotta lean the plus 13, people. You know, it's a divisional game. Pete Carroll knows that team. I understand they're in San Francisco. I understand they're playing at a high level, deal, but they flat out dominated the Eagles last week. Like, just pure smacked them. They're gonna be. I highly doubt they come out and play at that high level, deal. You know, so I gotta lean Seattle plus the 13. You know, they had a great game on Thanksgiving against the Dallas Cowboys. The offense looked explosive, though. It's just San Francisco's on another level. Can they win by 13? Yes. Will they? I'll be honest. I think Seattle fights. I think they lose. You know, I think there's a 10 to 13 point game. I think you gotta go with the Seattle plus 13. I'm not going officially, but I'm a heavy lean.
Yeah, I didn't take anything. I think this could be a blowout. I think I was talking to you off air, and I was just saying how, I think last week Seattle played the best that they could. They literally threw the whole kitchen sink at the Cowboys, and they still came up short. Think they're done. I think their season is over, and we've seen when healthy and when they have a complete team, San Francisco's the best team in the NFL. So They were struggling when they had some of their guys out, but they're healthy right now. At home, I just think this is a really tough task to ask for Seattle to keep it close. So I'm going to stay away. I didn't even take him in a teaser, but I do think San Francisco wins the game. Let's go out to the Vegas. The Raiders are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings road favorites, -3 on the road, -164 on the money line. +3 for Antonio Pierce and the Raiders, +138 on the money line. Over under is at 40.5. You going with the Raiders here at home?
They'll give me the Raiders +3 at home. They'll Antonio Pierce has these guys playing. Josh Jacobs been running the ball much better as of late. The defense playing at a high level. I understand Minnesota with Dobbs. Ever since he came in, he's been playing well. Tough loss in Denver on that Monday night game, deal, but I just feel like the Raiders are going to sneak it out. You know, I say they're live dogs as well. I think the +3 is live. I like Josh Jacobs. I think he'll go over 72.5 rushing yards as well. I'm going to lean that. Might add it on like a parlay or whatever deal. But I just feel like, Joshua Dobbs is going to have a kind of a tough day against this defense in Las Vegas.
Yeah, at home, I would take the dog as well. If the Vikings lose, are they done? 6-7 now.
I think the NFC's if Green Bay loses, no. If Green Bay wins, possibly.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one here, but I do agree. Nothing official for me, but I do think the Raiders are the right side here at home. I think it's a good teaser spot too. Get them up to +9, 2-score game. Let's go out to, we'll stay on the West Coast. Los Angeles Chargers hosting the Denver Broncos. Chargers laying 2.5 at home, -152 on the money line, +128 for the Broncos. Over under is at 43.5. Can the Broncos bounce back here?
Still, I'm not quite sure. I do like Broncos, to be honest, over the Chargers, still personally, but still give me the under 44. I even like the under 43.5. I caught the 44. I just don't see a high scoring game. The Chargers offensively haven't really looked the same. Besides Keenan Allen, he don't really got a wide receiver threat. I feel like they're missing Mike Williams. The rookie ain't playing out like he was supposed to. Austin Eckler has been a little banged up all season long, Dill. And then with Russ, can Russ put up the points? I think Denver has a shot winning the game, Dill, but I don't see Russ in that offense putting up a ton of points as well. And I think that defense, makes Justin Herbert struggle just a little bit. So I think Denver are live dogs in this scenario just because I just feel like they're gonna play a little better. Defensively, they're playing at a higher level. Offensively, they both about the same. I trust Sean Payton more than Stanley personally. So I think Denver's live dogs, but they'll officially I'm gonna take the mine under 44.
I mean, we've seen this. We don't want to lay points with Brandley Stanley and the Chargers. They're 5-7. They should be worse. I don't think they win this game. I like backing. It's like the reverse with the Steelers. You got to back them when they're dogs, but when they're favorites, you don't really want to lay points with them. But give me Cortland Sutton anytime touchdown plus 200. He's had a touchdown in 6 of his last 7 games. He's had a touchdown in 9 of his last 12 games overall this year. Chargers secondary has been awful. They've been getting destroyed all season. And I just think Cortland Sutton is going to continue this insane touchdown momentum. He's just been scoring every fucking week. So Cortland Sutton plus 200, I think that's a fucking steal. So yeah, anytime touchdown score for me for Cortland Sutton. Oh, let's go to the game of the week. Oh, maybe Sunday Night Football. Yeah, Sunday Night Football is the game of the week. But good 4 o'clock game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City, kind of a pick 'em right now. -1.5 short favorites at home. -112 on the money line. -104 for the Buffalo Bills. Over under is at 48.5. I'll let you start this one off, kid. What do you got?
Dill, in a bounce back scenario, give me the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line. Dill, to be honest, Bills coming off the bye week. I understand. If Kansas City would have won last week, I would have been like, maybe Buffalo could sneak one out there. I doubt Kansas City loses 2 in a row. I understand Buffalo is fighting for a playoff position. I understand Josh Allen, as of late, been playing at a higher level. Still throws an interception here and there, though. You gotta lower that, though. But defensively, they've been playing a little better as of late as well. It's just Kansas City. I understand they don't have the offensive weapons, but I still think him, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco's been running the ball well, and I feel like the defense is going to hold them down today. Tomorrow. Give me Kansas City Chiefs on the money line. I expect it to be a shootout as well. I expect Josh Allen to fight, but I think Patty Mahomes and Andy Reid are just going to come together with a great offensive game plan and put on a show.
Going back to old reliable here, give me Josh Allen over 33.5 rushing yards. We know in big-time games, what does Josh Allen love to do? He loves to put on that Superman cape, tuck the ball, lower his shoulder, and get the fucking first down. Over 33.5 rushing yards. His career, 3 games versus the Chiefs dating back to 2020, 8 carries, 42 yards. 2021, 11 carries for 59 yards. And then last season, 12 carries for 32 yards. He's gone over in 2 of his last 3 starts against them. Last week, he had 9 carries, 81 yards. He's gone over this and 3 times this season. Last week against the Eagles, against the Bengals, 8 carries, 41 yards, and against the New England Patriots, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 7 carries for 41 yards. In big-time games, this man loves to put on a show. Even in the Washington game when they played over in London, 3 carries for 46 yards as well against the Jets in overtime in week 1, 6 carries for 36 yards. Big time games when the offense really isn't working. We know Josh Allen loves to run the ball. So give me Josh Allen over 33.5 yards. I think the number's a little low. And then let's get to Sunday Night Football at Jerry World. The Cowboys are laying in 3. And by the way, I will say I do lean the Bills. I think they win this game and they get back into the playoffs. Let's go to the Sunday Night Football. Cowboys hosting the Eagles. Cowboys laying 3.5 at home, -188 on the money line. Eagles plus 3.5, plus 158 for the Eagles on the money line. Over under is at 51.5. Some news from Adam Schefter, the security, Big Dom. He will be barred from being on the sideline Sunday night versus the Cowboys because of, the incidents he had with Dre Greenlaw. So, Yeah, he's allowed to go to Dallas with the Eagles and do all of his regular security duties, just not be on the sideline during the game. What do you got? Big
Dill,
Dom.
Big Dom. Dill, this is a tough one. I think it's going to be a great game. Dill, I caught the minus 2 early. I can't say that, people. Give me Dallas minus 3.5, Dill. To be honest, I just feel like Dallas is going to come out. I'm not going to say dominate, but win this game convincingly. I think they win this game by a touchdown or so. You know, we saw them go into Philadelphia, 4 or 5 weeks ago. Dill, and you know, Dak stepped out of bounds. The tight end's knee was at the 1 yard line and 3/8, you know. So I just feel like with Philadelphia's defense, still, they've been that defense these past few weeks, you know, ever since, you know, Kansas City. Yeah, it's been suspect. Josh Allen torched them, you know. Like, it's just been a little suspect. They understand Dallas defense gave up all those points and yards against Seattle, but when the rubber needed to meet the road, it was mad. So I just feel like Dallas defense is going to step up in the fourth quarter, get the stops when they need to, and solidify the game. Dak Prescott been playing at an MVP level. CeeDee Lamb is playing as a top 5 wide receiver. I understand A.J. Brown been doing the things he's been doing all season, but he's going to have a tough matchup against Stephon Gilmore or Blam, whoever's going to be on him. Dill, give me Dallas minus 3.5, and I'm gonna lean Devontae Smith over 56.5 receiving yards. He's just been playing at a high level. I don't know if it's because AJ Brown's been getting much attention, or he's just out here beating people left and right. Past 3 games, been getting a ton of yards, couple of touchdowns as well. I lean him over 56.5 and give me Dallas minus 3.5.
Yeah, I caught it early. I got the 3. I wish I caught the 2. I even see people out there got 2.5s. I think the Cowboys are the right side. I think they're playing better football right now. Pains me to say at home. I got to go with the better team. I think Dak is playing better than Jalen Hurts right now. I think the defense is playing better. And we've seen we've seen that the middle of the field for the Eagles on defense is susceptible. They could torch them in the middle of the field. They were a couple plays from winning the game a couple weeks ago. I think at home now they even the score 10-3, and they're going to be tied for first place.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be tied for first place. Watch out for the Cowboys. They're playing really good football right now, and I think this team is a little different than previous teams that we've seen in recent years for the Dallas Cowboys. Like this offense, and what are your thoughts? Because we did hear this week that Mike McCarthy had appendix surgery. He's out of the hospital. You think that's going to affect play calling this week?
I say this though, if he's like for example, we see Dan Quinn, he's up in like the box, you know, as you see with most, you know, offensive corner, defensive corner, they always, you know, one of them are always in the box, you know. If Mike McCarthy is not on the sideline and he's in the box, I feel like it'll show a little bit, but I don't think it's a big difference still, to be honest. It'll be nice to see Mike McCarthy on the sideline. I think he will be personally, Dill, but if he's calling plays from the up top in the box office, I think the Cowboys will be just fine. Long as he has the energy to call the same plays he's been calling the past 4 or 5 weeks during this Dak taking off streak, they'll be just fine. But if he's a little drowsy and doesn't come up with the same plays or whatnot and off an antibiotic, then it'll be an issue. But if you're telling me he's 100%, he's good, and he'll just sit at the box, nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah, I agree. I know I've given Mike McCarthy shit for play calling, but he's actually done a really good job this year with the play calling.
Great job, though.
I will say my three team 6-point teaser: Indianapolis plus 1.5 up to 7.5, Baltimore Ravens 7.5 down to -1.5, and for Monday, quick preview: I'm taking Green Bay down to -0.5, 3-way 6-point teaser plus 140. I like that. I like that play. I think the Packers. We'll discuss it tomorrow, but I do think the Packers win outright. All right, kid. Thank you so much for the NFL. Let's transition to the NBA. I know we usually have a bunch of more games, but this is the finals of the in-season tournament. We got the Indiana Pacers taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. This line has stemmed up, man. Lakers opened up a 3-point favorite. Now they're -4.5. They were minus like 150, -155 on the money line. They're almost a $2 favorite now. Over unders 243, plus 4.5 for the Pacers, plus 164 on the money line. If they stop Halliburton, I think they could win this game, kid. What do you like?
Yo, I like the Pacers plus 4.5 in this scenario. I feel like they could make it close, to be honest. Still, I also like them first half plus 140. I think they could come out and steal the first half, and then Lakers come back, make some second guess adjustments, and then settle the game down. Still, I do think the Lakers will win the in-season tournament just because LeBron, he wants it and he's been playing at such a high level. And then on the other side, is Miles Turner is going to be able to slow down Anthony Davis? And which version of Anthony Davis are we going to get? Because if Anthony Davis gives you anything around 25 and 10, Lakers are winning this game. But if you're telling me Anthony Davis is going to give you 16 and 7, Pacers are live, So I think Pacers plus 4.5 is the right side. I think it's going to be a close game. I highly doubt the Lakers blow them out like they did the Pelicans the other day. But my official play in this one, Dill, give me Tyrese Halliburton under 4.5 3-pointers made at minus 120, Dill. I just feel like it's going to be a tough time for him. They're going to have Cam Reddish. They're going to have Jared Vanderbilt on them. They're two best defenders on the perimeter. It's going to be on Tyrese Halliburton. I still expect him to have a great game, but to make 5 3-pointers against those two defenders is just going to be unlikely.
Real quick, do you have an opinion on the total? Because it's moved so much. So it started around 236 and a half. It's gone all the way up to now 243. At 236, I probably would have taken the over, but now it's all the way up to 243. I kind of lean under now. Any opinion?
Dill, you just brought it to my attention. Give me the under 243 and a half. Yeah. Like I said, Jared Vanderbilt, one of the best defensive players in the league, especially on the perimeter. And then you got Cam Reddish, who's been playing great this season, Don't get me wrong. Can each team get to about 120? Yes. But I just doubt it. I feel like defensively, the Lakers are going to step up, shut him down, try to press the ball. And then, if LeBron is controlling this game, which I think he will, he's going to play at his pace. So he's going to slow it down, back somebody down and kick it to a wide open 3 or something like that. So if especially in the second half, if LeBron slows down the game, this game will go under by a mile. I expect it to be a defensive battle, like a playoff atmosphere, I want to say just a finals atmosphere, but definitely like a Eastern Conference, Western Conference atmosphere. We know it's going to be a Laker fan favorite crowd as well. Still, give me the under 43 and a half.
Yeah, I like the under 243 and a half as well. Lakers have gone under this in all of their games but 2, and 2 of them needed overtime to get over the total. So kind of has like a game 7 atmosphere towards it. And you know what that means. Game 7, they lock up, everything's slowed down, time's ticking up. And especially since the total steamed up 7 points. Like that just is very weary to me. So I am going to take the under here. I agree with you. I'm going to take LeBron over 28.5 points. I think LeBron's just going to put his head down and get to the cup. I don't think they're going to be able to stop LeBron. And with that being said, I got to take the Lakers on the money line. I know it's a little chalky. I got it at minus 170. It's at minus 185 right now, I see. So if you want to lay the 4, I get it. Maybe you could get a better number in game, but I took the Lakers money line. I took the under, and I took LeBron over 28.5 points. I think he balls out. He really wants this. He wants to win the first one.
Yeah.
So I like that as well. And any college plays before I rattle them all off. I got 12 plays in college, kid.
Nah, though, we're not there yet. Maybe in a couple more weeks, your boy will be solidified. He'll be going in at it. But right now, we're still staying away, though. I need to see more action.
All right. 12 plays. I'll just rattle them off. We'll start 11:30 in about an hour. Give me Tulane at home plus 7.5. We'll stay 11:30. Give me Syracuse minus 1.5 on the road against Georgetown. Butler minus 8.5 against Cal. UMass Lowell against UMass, both obviously in UMass. But give me UMass Lowell plus 3 against UMass. I think they should be the favorite, to be honest. I am fading my alum, Towson. Give me UMBC plus 5 against Towson. Towson is just not a really good team this year on the road. I think UMBC is the better team. I'll take the plus 5. Let's go down to Florida. Florida State at University of South Florida. Give me the over 143.5. Two fast-paced teams, two teams that play really no defense. I think it's going to be a much higher score. I thought the total would actually open up around the 150. So getting minus 143.5. I like that over. Let's go out to Louisville, Kansas State at LSU, excuse me. Give me Kansas State plus 2.5. I think they're the much better team. I think they should be favorites. So I'll take the plus 2.5. I was looking ahead. Give me Louisville on the money line against DePaul. Louisville plus 100. DePaul has one win this season. They are not a good team. Louisville's a much better team. Give me Louisville on the money line. Give me Georgia State at Mercer minus 1.5. I like TCU plus 100 against Clemson. That should be a really good game tonight. Give me Villanova minus 3.5 at home against UCLA. That should be a really good game. I think Villanova will bounce back after that tough loss last week. And then my last play, give me Utah plus 4 at home against BYU, another team where honestly I think they should be favorite. But Elvis, good luck. Thank you so much. What are your plans this weekend? What are we doing?
Not much though. Still battling this cold. It's pretty cold out. I'm just hoping, we have a good week on the bets. Hopefully this Laker game, Pacers game is a zoo tonight. Hopefully I'll wake up tomorrow feeling 100%. We do some things.
Yes, sir. Elvis, feel better. That's going to do this for this Saturday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll recap all the games. We'll give you our best bets for Monday Night Football. So please follow along our social media, Instagram and X at The Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday on YouTube, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. Hit that like button, subscribe, give us a rate, leave a review, leave a comment on who you like this weekend. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend. Tell a friend. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe. Be well. Go Navy. Beat Army.